Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from AstroLada.com. And today my guest is Vedic astrologer Himanshu. You already know him. He's done already quite a few videos for the channel. And we continue with the topic of wealth. If you have not seen the previous video where he gets in depth about what kind of career one should have, and with very simple practical techniques using Vedic astrology, but tropical zodiac. I again say that Himanshu uses tropical zodiac for those techniques. Hello, Himanshu.
Hello everyone.
I'm excited to
Hope
hear.
everything is doing okay.
Yes, I'm very excited to hear. The previous video had a lot of success, a lot of comments and people asking questions, and we continue. Just before we start, anyone who wants a personal reading with Himanshu, I'll put a link below in the description and in the cards. And also, Himanshu is doing a foundational Vedic astrology course. You'll see what an excellent teacher he is. And if you're interested, it's going to last almost a year. When we have the number full, we will start. We'll contact you when we have all the people necessary. But again, I'll put a link below, and he'll also mention a few things about the course during the video. So, how far were we? Where did we get to?
Okay. So last time we were talking about the wealth, the houses which are responsible for the wealth. So those were second house, sixth house, and 10th house. So we have kind of discussed a lot about that. Okay. And now we will be continuing from there and see how the money will be coming. Okay. We see that, okay, wealth is there, but we also need to see how the money will be coming, because money is something, the inflow of the money is something which will indicate whether the wealth will get stable or not. Okay. And what are the areas from where we can get the money, or what kind of money we will be getting, and what will be the environment from where we can get the money. Okay. Or what will be the working environment, what kind of environment in native like to work to get to earn the money. Okay, this is very important, because sometimes it happens people like to work and they don't get enough money. Okay, so we need to suggest that, okay, you should get into this kind of work so that you can get more money. They might be liking the job, but money is kind of missing, because their destiny, their energy is supposed to be somewhere else. Okay, so we will be checking from here that what is the inner desire of the native, how the how a native can earn different kind of money, or what are the combinations from where native can earn more money, like multiple sources money. Okay, so those are few combinations we will be discussing today. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay. Hmm. So first of all, we will be praying to Lord Ganpati, to bless us with the good knowledge. So Shri Ganpate. Okay. And may the Guru, the teacher, the divine teacher bless us with the knowledge. And I want to uh, pay my gratitude to my these two teachers, okay, Pandit Vijendra Shastri and Shri Ans Williams, who guide me, who taught me astrology with the best of their knowledge. Okay. So last time we were discussing about the financial status, okay, and with this Artha trines means the wealth trine. This is the wealth trine we discussed last time, and these were some of the basic things we discussed, that what kind of energy person is having, and they should uh, direct themselves into these kind of jobs, okay, and that will be good for them to attract that kind of work environment. Okay. Uh, okay. So, like we discussed last time, there are three houses which are responsible for wealth. Okay. 2, 6, and 10. The signification of the second house is wealth and savings. So this indicates accumulated, the money in the wallet. Okay. How much we already have. Okay. So savings and wealth and finances. Some people are born with lot of finances, we discuss. Okay. Some person is born to some multi-millionaire. So he's born with wealth already. Okay. And then this house will also indicate how we will be handling the wealth we accumulate or the wealth we already have. So one must be having a very good second house if we want to say that one will able to save enough amount of wealth. Okay. So if wealth is already there, the person must not be somebody who comes to the work and start losing the money. Okay. Just for their own passion and everything. If malefic association of the second house will represent the loss of money. If we have malefic planets like Saturn, afflicted Saturn, or nodes in the second house, that will indicate the person may have repeated a loss of wealth. And again, the sixth house. Sixth house is responsibility and obligations and duties. We are here to serve in this lifetime. Okay. And this also shows enemies and opposition and competition. So basically, this is the effort one will be putting in their life to gain money, to survive, to sustain their financials. Okay. Because one must be have, if one is continuously fighting with the opposition, with their competitors, and it is draining out the money, then we will not able to accumulate the wealth. We will not able to hold our wealth. The one must be somebody who can fight with their enemies and win from their enemies. If somebody is not is in business, so one must be somebody who can give tough competition to their competitor in the business and rise. And same thing happens in the job also. We have a lot of fellow workers and everybody is fighting for a particular position. And the one who is having strong sixth house out of four will be getting that particular position.
And as far
Okay.
as I
And then
remember, you said that the sixth house likes more hard planets there, like the sun, like Mars. What other planets were good in the sixth?
so basically I would say Mars, Mercury, and Saturn. These planets are good in the house, and especially Rahu. If this is a good Rahu, there are some exceptions with Rahu, the node. Okay, if even this planet is there with the good dignity, that can also some indicate person will be winning over the enemies, especially politicians. Rahu is something which is very important for the people who want to get into politics or who are already in the politics, because the maximum enemies one can have is the area politics. Okay. Nobody has more
Absolutely.
enemies than any other profession.
It's a dirty
Somebody is
job.
dirty job. Okay.
So
And
that's why you have to
in
have like a tough planets there, so you're willing to compete and fight and win. While Venus, Jupiter, you'll be easy on your competitors. You won't be competitive.
here's something. You mentioned Venus. Venus get anxious. Anxious means Marna Karika Sthana. In simple words, it's a death-like position for Venus in the sixth house. Because Venus is somebody who likes luxury, who likes comfort. And the most struggled house in the horoscope is sixth house. The most struggled house where you have to keep struggling. 10th house is working, not struggling. Okay, we are not getting any obstacles in the 10th house, but in sixth house we have to face obstacles. Okay, sometimes we have to do dirty job. On the other hand, Venus is something where the Venus needs comfort. That is why comfort is in the 12th house and it gets exalted in the 12th house. Okay, and sixth house is natural. In the natural zodiac chart, sixth house is Virgo. Virgo is the debilitation sign of Venus. So if Virgo, it gets debilitated, but in the sixth house, it is just equal to debilitation. Especially, somebody having Venus in the sixth house, they are somebody who will may have a lot of money, but they don't want to use that money for the comforts. They don't want to wear nice clothes. They just want to stay simple. Okay, they don't want to wear nice perfume because the desire of enjoying the luxury is missing. Maybe their 10th house, 11th house, second house, or the first house may force them to earn money, repeatedly earn money. But whether they want to enjoy that money or not, that will be indicated by Venus, especially Venus in the sixth house. They really don't bother about the comforts and luxury.
But that would be good for someone who is on a spiritual path, Venus in the sixth.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay, Venus, if Venus is not very high with the energy and the person want to lead a spiritual life, especially, what happens, there are two main planets which really have a lot to do in the spiritual life. Jupiter, a strong Jupiter and a good Venus. Because what? Jupiter is a sacred planet. Venus is the materialistic planet. Strong sacred planet and not very materialistic planet combination indicates somebody will be very good in their spiritual journey. Their example is Vivekananda. Okay, so that, and it's also seen, I have few horoscopes who was just like incarnation, just equal to the incarnation of the god, but they have exalted Venus. But something in their horoscope taking them to spiritual journey and they just start being celibate. So that is also a combination. Maybe when we talk about the spiritual topic, I will be introducing those horoscopes where we see exalted Venus but staying celibate, not taking care of the luxury. Usually what happens when we see a exalted Venus in somebody's horoscope, okay, we see the person is more materialistic. What happens? More materialistic towards materialistic things and luxury things. On the other hand, you mentioned about Jupiter. So whenever Jupiter gets into sixth house, it will negative impact of the sixth house. It will try its level best that we should have a decent competition, not a nasty competition, not nasty enemies. In the process of that, Jupiter loses its power. The positive attributes which we may get from Jupiter kind of lost. But it makes sure that we should not be getting any nasty stuff from the sixth house.
And
Mars,
a lot of people don't have any planets in the sixth house, but I have Mars in the third aspecting the sixth and Saturn in the ninth aspecting the sixth with the Vedic aspect. Is it similar?
You know what? It's very good position if we don't have any planets in the sixth house. It's a very good thing. Okay, like best thing you can have. And you know what? Like Mars is aspecting your sixth house, which really means it gives, and from the third house especially. Remember in the last session also, last video also, we discussed if there is a combination of third house and the sixth house. So if whenever we find there's a combination of third house and the sixth house, person gets lot of courage. Okay, that's a never ending courage. Always motivated to work something new, always motivated to work harder. Okay, and especially the combination you discuss, okay, try to relate with your life. Even if you have enemies, okay, the enemies can never go harsh on you, because you will be having some kind of energy. Enemies will be keeping a balance. If you have enemies, they will be keeping a balance. They're not getting into very tough things, because Mars is aspecting that house. Although in your case, it's a debilitated aspect, okay? But again, Saturn aspect will be improving a lot because Saturn is the first house lord. Okay. So yeah. And Mars is one thing about Mars, and if we talk about the finances, Mars in the sixth house indicates one should never lend money to other people. If you lend money to people, it's very difficult to get the money back.
Because the sixth house is the house of lending money and borrowing money, of debt.
See, borrowing money is indicated from the sixth house. Okay, that's okay. And lending money has a relationship of many other houses as well. But if Mars have any kind of relationship with the sixth house, whether it is a lot of sixth house, whether it is in the sixth house, whether it is aspecting sixth house. Aspecting means whether it should be in the 11th house, 12th house, and the third house. If you lend money to people, it's very tough to get the money back. And sometimes people end up messing up their relationship with that person. Most of the time, money is gone and the relationship is gone. So whosoever have relationship of Mars with the sixth house, I always recommend them. Don't lend money to people. And if you're giving money to somebody, let's say, Lada, you have that particular combination, relationship of Mars with your sixth house, and I come to you, okay, can you please lend me some money? Okay. The only thought process you should have, if I'm lending money to Himanshu, that means I'm ready to not to have this money again.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just like a donation. Just consider like a donation. If it comes back, that's a good blessing. If it doesn't, okay, fine. Okay.
That's something
So
very
this is
I've seen it a lot in my life. So but I'm
yeah, and
not worried. Like if they need it right now, God can send them my way. If it's not for something, if it's something that will help them, yeah. But I don't usually expect it back, and I don't usually get it back.
yeah, you won't get it back, but that's a good approach that you stop expecting the money to return. Okay, that's a nice approach. That is the best approach you can have, because anyway you won't get the money back. So it's better to have mindset as early as possible. Okay, but one thing, if this Mars is exalted, okay, if this Mars is like exalted, or this Mars is of Aries, Scorpio, in the sixth house, Scorpio, this and these people, and if there is no malefic aspect, these people can earn money from the interest amount, meaning like I lended $1,000 to somebody, and somebody say, okay, next month I will return that back and I will give you 1,050. So the extra money, the money from the interest, that can come, provided only these three signs. People who have a business of lending money and taking the interest out of it, we must examine their Saturn and Mars. Okay. Talking about another thing, Mercury is also very good in the sixth house. For those who have to compete in their studies, like competition exams, Olympiads, and a lot of competition in the exams or in general life, okay, in the office and something. So for them also, Mercury is very good, especially for the people who are in IT. For them, Mercury in the sixth house is very, very good. And then come to the Saturn. Saturn is, I would say, very good in the sixth house. Meaning, if somebody has a good Saturn in the sixth house, this is a combination, person will be defeating the enemies.
More like
It
probably
will be,
like the story of the hare and the tortoise, where they're competing, and the tortoise just keeps going and going and wins the race at the end, rather than fast. But because they're so consistent, that's how they win.
actually, yes. So you know what? And funny thing, if somebody have good Saturn in the sixth house, good Saturn in the 12th house, okay, Saturn in either in sixth or 12th, these are the people who can, provided should be strong Saturn. These are the people who can get money from their enemies. How they can get money from the enemies? you are battling in the court, okay, and you just put some kind of legal sanction on your enemy, and you are getting money from the penalty or something like that, okay, which usually happens. Like sometimes Apple is causing uh, legal issues on Microsoft or Samsung, and they are taking money from each other for the patent purposes. Okay, so that is the money from the enemy. And especially if this is a strong Saturn, one thing is very peculiar. Even if person is a very decent person, okay, because this Saturn want to win from enemies. Okay, somebody having good Saturn in the sixth house, win from enemies. If somebody is not having enemies, okay, this Saturn will be creating enemies for the person so that he can win.
Well, that might be very good for lawyers as well.
Yes.
Litigation.
That is why if Mars is in the sixth house, we suggest the person they should get into the medical science. And somebody is having Saturn in the sixth house, we suggest them to get into legal science.
Wow, these
And similarly goes with the
gems.
Mercury.
These incredible
With Mercury,
wisdom. Mercury in IT.
IT and economics finances.
Wow, brilliant. These
Okay.
things are, I've never heard this and I love it. Thank you.
So yeah, so Saturn is also good in, but I just, the another aspect of Saturn is that sometimes it gives long-term disease also, but we are not discussing disease in this video. Okay. So, and we discussed the not Rahu in the sixth house. That is very good for politics. And if somebody is having sixth house, Rahu in the sixth house, okay, these are the people who can go to any extent to win any kind of competition.
They can do
Any
any
kind of, they can do anything to win any battle. Okay. So some legal cases, okay, people go out of the way, whatever they could, killing somebody, okay, kidnapping somebody, just to win that particular legal issue, just to get particular thing. So they are not caring
the
to break the ethics.
the results justify the means for them. They care.
Yes.
It can be legal, it can be all right, because Rahu has to win
Anything.
price. Yeah. Well, Saturn will do it in a legal way, because Saturn is the law.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
And we discussed these three planets, Mars, Mercury, and Saturn, good in the, but if any of them conjoined with Rahu in the sixth house, that person's life is a total mess. Now they are leading nowhere. Now they are leading nowhere. Okay. So okay, coming on the 10th house, this is the actual house which indicates career and outcomes of the seed made by second house and the sixth house. Okay, whatever the seed we put in the soil from the second house and the sixth house, resources and sustainability ability. The 10th house, we will be giving the outcomes of that. Okay. And also, you know what? 10th house becomes the ninth from second house. So this house represents the destiny of the second house. The fortune of the second house is defined from the 10th house. Somebody is born with good money, but they are not working enough to sustain that money. Their destiny is not, if somebody having very good second house and corrupted 10th house, their efforts, their whatever their approach towards the life is may decrease the accumulated wealth they already coming from the paternal or maternal. So inheritance, what kind of inheritance? Or sometimes some people get aid from government also. Okay, so they can really destroy it. So this house will really tell that whether the person will be destroying the wealth or making the wealth. Okay. And 10th house is the house which indicates our social status and reputation and power we represent in the society. If we want to study somebody's social status, we should study 10th house and special ascendant, Arudha ascendant. Okay, these two houses.
Rudra,
So another thing about, yeah, Aruda. So basically, when we see the lord of the first house in the houses, and then we move as many houses from that particular house, we come to the special ascendant Aruda Lagna. Okay, Aruda ascendant. So that actually indicates our image in the society. Okay, somebody can be very polite from inside, but it shows their energy like they are very strong from outside. Okay, or somebody very aggressive, but they are just like it in the inside thing. That is represented by Aruda Lagna. Aruda is something which indicates our image in the social life, our image out of our home. Okay, and that applies on everybody. Our ascendant first house represents how we are in actual life, but the Aruda ascendant indicates what kind of mask we are wearing for the people.
Mhm.
Okay. So that is Aruda. We will be talking this Aruda ascendant maybe a few videos later. So because this is something very complicated, so I want to do some basic videos first so that our audience can be prepared for this.
Mhm.
Okay. And 10th house also indicates our dedication. The hard work we do in our life will be represented from the 10th house. Okay. So this indicates our dedication and what path, what kind of path we should choose to manifest our uh, destiny, to manifest our thoughts, and to manifest the abundance we are gifted with. Okay. So this is what the meaning of 10th house. And 10th house is the house from where we can get the 10 the Shamsha chart.
The divisional, the 10th divisional.
Okay. 10th revision of the chart. Okay, this is something very important to just define our career. Whenever people take career consultation from me, I check their D10 chart. Okay, that indicates, especially you know what, when students are studying, they are in very early age in their college or university. They want to know where they should lead. We have to study their D10 chart that will be telling us the profession they should choose, okay, and how successful they will be. The first birth chart can indicate very good is in the person native horoscopes. The native is not enjoying that kind of life because maybe in the D10 chart, things are totally opposite in nature. Maybe somebody can have a very exalted planet in the 10th house, okay, and that particular planet is being debilitated in the D10 chart, things are reversed.
Mm.
So in the society, you might be somebody with a lot of money. From inside, there's nothing. So the inside story is represented by the Shamsa D10 chart. Okay. There are another few things which contributes to see the approach of accumulating the wealth. Okay. So from there, you know what, the some planets which is really our approach is very important in making the wealth. Okay. So if we talk about our efforts, like we discussed, how hardworking will be, how much efforts or dedication will be putting in, we need to examine, analyze Saturn in the horoscope. So Saturn, the position and the nature of Saturn will tell us how, at what kind of level a person can go to make their hard work. Okay, what kind of dedication the person can put in so that they can get whatever they want to get. Okay, so that is something. And the passion and energy, the level of energy, the level of passion one want to put into their workplace, into their hard work for gaining the wealth, that comes from the Mars. Similarly, like sixth house, these two planets are very important. In the 10th house, these two planets are super important. And it's not like that they should be lording the 10th house, they should be in the 10th house. They can be anywhere in the horoscope. The kind of energy people carry, okay, we see some people are always ready to work. You give them job, you give them anything, they just ready to fulfill. Okay, that can only happen from Mars. Somebody having a good Mars They're always ready to work. And very oriented work, well planned work. It's not like, of course, if affliction come on this particular Mars, people can be energetic, exalted Mars, but affliction, people can be energetic, but they will be spoiling the stuff instead of managing something. Okay, so that is something.
So, like, I have Mars in Aries and Saturn in Libra. I work hard, it means, and I'm dedicated and passionate about it.
Passionate, yes.
Okay.
And you know what? If you just want to look at your life, you come into this business advertising yourself, presenting yourself in the eyes of the people when nobody else was there. You figured it out that okay, you need to get into the world of internet, okay, and maybe it's been 12 years you are in YouTube or something like that. You are in the world of internet. So at that particular point, there were, I don't think there were more than 3 or 4 people there. Okay, I still remember when I started learning astrology, you were already one of the famous. Okay,
I'm a
so
dinosaur.
that was something.
Dinosaur.
Yes. Okay, because when I started learning astrology, I used to search on YouTube and learning. So it used to come, okay, AstroLada, and at that time I never knew that one day I will be working with the same lady. Okay. So this is something, okay, and the dedication, the effort you put in, you are not just working for yourself. You made a team of people like me, okay, and you have a big team with you. So this is the difference of exalted Mars and exalted Saturn. The leadership you're getting, me, the people who are not connected to you, and your whole, most of your family members are involved in your business. So that's it. That is how you're not just creating employment for yourself, you're creating for 30 other people. So that is what we see a strong Mars Saturn there. Okay, and some people have a tendency of earning from multiple business, multiple jobs, multiple sources. The only planet which can give us earning from the multiple sources, that is Mercury. Somebody having Mercury in the 10th house, they will always be thinking, I want to earn from multiple things. Okay, my 10 my 10th lord is with Mercury. Okay, one job was never sufficient for me. I don't it doesn't matter whether I'm earning from the second job or not, but I must have multiple jobs. I just want to put myself into 10 multiple things. That gives me satisfaction. And if at the night when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking what new I can do.
Jack of all trades.
Yes. And if this is a strong Mercury, the person will not just be the jack of all trades, the person will be master of the all trades.
What if Mercury is not in the 10th, but like for you rules the 10th, or is with the ruler of the 10th, conjunct the ruler of the 10th? It's similar.
See, we need to see the intensity of from there. Like Mercury is my 9th lord, it's with my 10th lord and 11th lord. So 11, 10, and 9, they all are together. Okay, so the intensity of sun, okay, putting a lot of energy in my Mercury. So that is not just making me into multiple things, but giving me good results from the jobs I'm getting into. Okay, and the 10th lord with Mercury, keeping me awake all the time that no, I need to fulfill this job, I need to complete this job, not making me lazy. Okay, so this is what, and Mercury is something, is somebody, whenever somebody is into one business and they want to get into two or more, simply simply see their Mercury and we will get to know whether the person can able to have multiple sources or not. Sometimes people come to me with for their consultation, they're happily working in their job, and I motivate them, do one thing, have a little bit part-time job, you will get extra money. And they said, we are not thinking, we are happy in this job. I said, why you don't want any extra money? Because if Mercury is good, its person will not only get into second job or work, they will be getting money also. what could be the best place for Mercury? It's quadrant and trines.
So
Okay, if
first,
somebody is have
second, 10th,
quadrant,
fourth, yeah, and
yeah,
fifth, first,
and
ninth.
specific, like I said, my example, if your Mercury is connected to the 10th house, or also if it is with the second house, either connected to the 10th house or second house, okay, it's a very good combination for gaining wealth or money from multiple sources. If person is having Mercury of Virgo and Gemini in the 10th house, definitely they will be in the two jobs. Definitely, at least they will be into two jobs. Okay, or the parent job, parent work will be something, and they will be two branches. So they have to get into two boards for sure. Okay, so that is one thing, and power and authority is very important
The
when we are
what?
working.
Sorry, the what?
Power and position. Okay, some people can't work without power. They need authority to work properly. And these are the people who have link of sun to their 10th house.
What would that be the link?
Since
Either the sun in the 10th or the sun ruling the 10th, so Leo in the 10th, or the sun with the ruler of the 10th.
in this case, I would say the ruling of the 10th house, just Leo sign in the 10th house will not be sufficient. Either sun should be in the 10th house. If sun is in the 10th house, that means it gains direction ascent, Digbali. Okay, and if direction sun is in the 10th house, that will definitely take the person to be a leader. Okay, if the sun is with the Lord of 10th house, the desire will be there to become a leader, and we need to see what is the position of the 10th house and 10th Lord, any other influence, whether the person can be leader or not. But definitely it will be putting the desire.
I
Okay,
every
all the
time I
time.
work for someone, I have problems. Clash, and the only time, because the ruler of my 10th house is Mars, it's conjunct the sun in Aries, and that's the only way it works for me. Not that I want power, it's I can't get along with authority.
You know, there is a thing. So what I was about to say next was somebody having a conjunction of sun and Mars. Okay, they cannot work under somebody. They simply cannot work. Or if they're working for somebody, they will be on a position where their words are the rules. Like somebody is a high government official, okay, like a mayor of the society can have said Sun and Mars in the 10th house, or Sun and Mars, like ruler, your Mars is the ruler of 10th house, exalted with the Sun, so that can happen. I have never not seen anybody with Sun in the Mars together, okay, forget about whether they lord the 10th house or not, they have any relationship with 10th house or not. They simply can't work for anybody unless there is authority there. Okay, somebody want to be a president, we have to see Rahu as political things. We have to study Sun in their horoscope. President of anything, okay, not just being Donald Trump, but president of can be of anything, any organization, any institution. So being on the top position, we must examine Sun. Without that, it's not gonna happen. And association of Sun in the 10th house gives strong job. Like I just said, if we another thing, you are not in government, I guess, but for the people who have well police, Sun and Mars together, they can get associated with government most of the time, either working for the government or dealing with the government, something like that definitely will happen.
I urge everyone to be taking notes because Humanjo is dropping such incredible gems of knowledge. I'm I'm gonna be
Thank
watching
you.
video and writing down the points. Thank you.
Yeah. In ancient time, this particular combination used to be considered Raj Yoga, means king's combination. In past days, earlier days, whosoever used to have this combination, they were serving the government. They were serving. They these people were the officials. Most of the time, it is okay. So and yeah, okay. So this is something which we discuss about the 10th house. Okay. Now we want to talk about 11th house. We completed the Artha trine, the wealth trine, but 11th house plays very important role there. Okay. Also, before we get into the 11th house, there were few questions regarding the course we were starting.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So before getting to new topic, let's do that. So there were few questions which I get regards to our astrology course we are starting. Okay. The first question was that whether what will be the timing and days of the when we will be having the classes. So most of the time we will be preferring the weekends. Okay. So weekend is the preferred one, and the timing will be morning time. Okay. So morning time of which time zone? So mostly PST time zone. And if we get more students of two different time zones, okay, like students from different time zones, what we can do, we can split the group into two parts. Okay. And we can have one group of the Eastern people have a similar kind of time, and we can do that. And the second group can be of Western people, because there is lot 13 14 hour difference of Western and people, somebody living in America, somebody living in Australia. So that group can be divided into um, two parts. Okay. Another thing was that at least 2 hour classes will be there in a week. Okay. It can be single class, or mostly I would try to have two classes of 90 minutes, somewhere like that, because you know what, after every class there will be some questions people will be asking. Okay. So two classes of 90 minutes will be there. And yeah, there were a few questions regarding that. So this is our course. So especially there was a question people were asking whether this is Western astrology, Vedic astrology. So this will be typically Vedic astrology course, because the advanced things can be learned from the Vedic astrology mostly. Okay. And even if you don't have any knowledge, if you don't have any knowledge of astrology, don't even know that what is the signification of sun, moon, any planet, we will be starting from the level zero. Okay. And of course, whosoever have some knowledge of astrology, they will not be finding themselves they are in boring situation. Okay. Because they will be learning a lot many new things from the east which are not available in the west origin. Okay. And I have studied from the teacher from the India, from the western teacher, and of course Ans Willem. So I can club all the knowledge and give you a very good dish for that. Okay. So so this is a complete introduction of or curriculum of our course, with the time of ours will be spending at least. Okay. So this is from this particular link. you can go through our course. And we are planning to start our course in somewhere in the beginning of July. Okay, and from somewhere around the mid of June, we will be adding students to the discussion form. So now, what is discussion form? Discussion form is a platform where we will be adding students, and I will be taking care of whatever the doubts they have, whether they are studying, because it's not like that they were just listening to whatever I'm teaching. I will be suggesting some books. Okay, so they will be doing their own research, their own understanding from the course material I will be giving, or the books they will be reading, or they have been reading already. So there will be a lot of question and answer, so they can post the question in the community. And of course, I will be there, and astrologist, my associate, will be there, so they will be handling the doubts, question and answer. Because without, if you don't ask question, if we don't, because astrology is something where you have to keep asking why after why after why. That makes you good astrologer. Okay, because lot of whys will bring a lot of questions in your mind. Lot of questions will bring a lot of answers to your mind, because you have to be prepared for any question can become to you. Any question means any question. Okay, sometimes you're just doing a reading. Okay, and the person can just simply ask a very irrelevant question. But astrology is something where we have to answer question from anywhere. Okay, and especially that is how we answer horary astrology. Something is not relevant to their horoscope, but they still have their question. We go to the horary horoscope and see what is the answer of the question. So that kind of environment we will be building. And 2 classes, or like 2.5 or 3 hour classes a week, question and answer session will be separately. At least one question and answer session will be there. So that will be live classes. And if you miss the live class, you will be given recording of the class. Okay. So these were a few questions which I was getting. So this is just the outline of the course. Uh, I was just thinking to do one more thing I want to say. Um, Students who are enrolling into the complete course, so we will be doing many webinars, workshops. Okay, so they will be either those workshop and webinars will be completely free for the students, or it will be on big discount, like 50-60% discount will be there for the students. Okay, because that was a question somebody asked me, and I really thought that yeah, this is something which which is important for them. Okay, because they are already students, and if we are doing any workshop, they should not be taking a lot of money out of their pocket. Okay, so a big discount on mostly the webinars and workshop will be free for the students who enroll in the course. But if particular webinar workshop is totally advanced, something which is not for the basic students, so that will be on big discount. And also the students who will be my students, I will a good discount on the consultation whenever they want to take a consultation. So a 50% discount on the consultation will also be given to that. So these were a few questions which I received, so I thought I should clear those questions. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you. I want to take the course. So I think I'll be present and watching at least the recording whenever I can, because I think you have the most profound knowledge I've ever met, and being able to answer very specific questions of very specific topics without hesitation. And I was like, I need to know how he's doing it. So
It is just, you know what, although you and me learn from the same teacher, and you are somebody who, I guess I would say at least 7 to 8 years senior to me. Okay, so and so it's your humbleness that you are appreciating me. But the answer for this particular thing, that I want to make my students similar way, that somebody dropping the bomb on them with any kind of question, they should answer rapidly, and that can only come up why. Lots of why can take you there.
hmm.
Okay, coming back on our discussion. So 11th house actually plays a very big role in the wealth module. Okay, people, we discussed the trine, the wealth trine, but 11th house is very important because 11th house is the house which indicates our income, how much salary we are getting in total, when we are getting the promotion, what will be the percentage of our promotion, that will be analyzed from the 11th house. If somebody is running the period or sub period of 11th house, that is where we tell them, okay, you are supposed to get promotion, you're supposed to get raise in your salary, you're supposed to get some extra income from some sources. Okay, specifically what happens when the and relation of 11th house or 11th lord happens to with the trine, the wealth trine 2, 6 and 10, it amplifies 11th house. The nature of 11th house becomes stronger. It's, your voice is muted, Lada.
Would that be like the ruler of the 11th being with the ruler of the 2nd or the 10th, or the ruler of the 10th being in the 11th, or the ruler of the 11th being in the 6th? This kind of relationship?
Let me tell you, any kind of relationship, whether they are together somewhere, whether they are in the house of each other, or whether one is going to another person's house, any kind of association matters. Any kind of association will be giving good source of income and wealth. Suppose somebody is having second house, second lord in the 11th house, that person will be getting support resources from their family. Okay, and you know what we were talking, that's if 11th lord comes to the 6th house, we suggest those people to start their business by taking debt. Don't start business, don't invest your money, take the debt and then invest.
If the 11th
You,
lord is in the 6th,
6th house or vice versa.
or 6th house, lord in the 11th. Start
Okay,
debt, okay, because they'll gain through the debt.
debt.
Is the house of business the 11th house?
Sorry,
If having, when in Vedic astrology, is the house of business, to have your own business, is that the 11th house?
7th house, 7th house. Why? Libra is the marketplace. From where we see market, Libra is a marketplace, and that is a natural 7th house. So somebody want to have their own business. Okay, we need to see the 7th house. Okay, and similarly, the good combination of 10th house and 11th, 10th house and 7th house relationship represents the person can actually should go into the business and they will have a lot of income. Relationship of 10th house to the 6th house, okay, strong 6th house relationship, they actually get either into the service industry, okay, or they just work for somebody, okay, or they can have a mixture, okay, like giving example of you run a business but you also give a service, so the business is about service. Okay, so what is happening, 7th house lord is with the 10th house lord. Okay, so you are doing business, you have a particular astrology firm and everything is going there, but they are in the 12th house making a relationship with the 6th house, expecting 6th house. So the nature of business is what?
Service.
Service. The product is service. So this is how we see. what kind of business we should get in. And this is just, we are talking about the birth chart. And when we get into the D10 chart, everything is crystal clear. Okay. So this is, and aspect really matter. Even the relationship of the aspect will do a lot. Okay. I wanted to give the example of the aspects. That's why I took your example. So the aspect, even the 6th, 11th Lord is aspecting there, okay, or whatsoever is happening. So that will also make a difference. Okay. If we have 11th Lord in the 5th house, okay, let's say we have 11th Lord in the 5th house, and somehow a relationship of ascendant Lord, the 1st house Lord, happens to this combination, like 11th Lord in the 5th house, and any kind of relationship is coming from the 1st house or the 1st Lord. Okay, this is the blessings of the past life. Person is carrying the blessing from the past life to earn good. Okay, and you must have done some very good karmas in your past life, and you will be earning very good in this life. This is simply mean that. Okay, if 1st house is making relation to that, and like we said, 2nd Lord in this 11th house represents support from the family, and that too in a continuous form. It's not like that once they give the support and they disappear. Okay, whatever the support will be coming, that will be continuous. Another thing, there's an interesting aspect of 11th house. Let's say we are not having any the Lord of 10th house and 2nd house is not powerful, but if we have a powerful relationship of 9th house and 11th house. Now I'm relating the 9th house and 11th house. This is also a fortunate position. I have seen people who have a good relationship of 9th house and 11th house. They don't have to work very hard, but they have a kingly status. Okay. In 10th house, person works hard. But if 9th house and 11th house relationship happens, they don't work hard a lot, but still they have a kingly status. Okay, meaning they have people working for themselves, and somehow like the amount of income they have, they will not be working for that particular thing if the relationship is good. 11th house and 9th house. Okay, and now one tip, the tip of today. Some people says whether I have a combination to win lottery. Okay, relationship of 11th house and 8th house is a combination which can give us lottery.
Which one?
Relationship of no 11th and 8th.
Ah, why?
So what is 8th house? Sudden things. 11th house is what? Gains. Club them both. Only lottery can give us sudden gains.
So it
This
can
is so
be a
technical.
conjunction between the lords of the 11th
Yes.
and the 8th, or the ruler of the
So if we talking about conjunction, they must be in good houses, quadrant trines, or 2nd house. Okay, basically they should not be in the 6th house, 3rd house, 12th house. Okay, and you know what I have seen, I would really avoid the same conjunction in the 8th house also. Sometimes person win money from there and then ultimately loses the money. If we want to see whether the lottery money will be permanent or not, they should be from the other 8 houses and no malefic influence. And if this combination happens, somehow South Node K2 makes a relationship with that, they can really get money from stock market.
Oh, stock market.
Okay, and you know, without K2, without the South Node, nobody can earn money from cryptocurrency.
Sorry,
Okay.
without the South Node, no one can win from crypto.
Yes.
Why is that?
South node should, because you know what cryptocurrency is what? A virtual currency, hypothetical currency.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Invisible.
So this is invisible
So
and
that's
totally unpredicted. Totally unpredicted. You know what in stock market we study?
yeah.
Okay, we have to study for stock market. We study about the company, we study about the results, balance sheet, and whatnot. Okay. But cryptocurrency, I don't like. I am a stock market investor, but I'm never able to get a grip like how this cryptocurrency works.
How the crypto works. It's a big gamble.
So we are talking about the gamble. Stock market is not a gamble, that's an investment. But crypto is kind of gamble. So this is the tip of today. Lottery. Now I really request my audience, if we have this combination, don't uh, run away with the just lotteries. Okay, we have to see that when that particular combination is coming with the period and sub period where you can get lottery. And you know what? Sometimes it happens. Uh, Somebody is not expecting the inheritance and they suddenly get inheritance.
Because eighth house is also inheritance. Someone dies and
Yes.
leaves them something.
You know what? Like suppose I was not supposed to get any inheritance from my side. Like, okay, I have particular inheritance, so I already got my inheritance, and somehow any my aunt, uncle, they simply distributed their inheritance. A part of share comes to me. That was totally unexpected and uncertain. So
Wow.
that is somehow the relationship. 8th house and 11th house. Inheritance can be calculated from the solo 8th house. But 11th house, 8th house, this can happen. Unexpected inheritance.
Unexpected inheritance. And what about eighth house? Isn't it also the mutual finances of the marriage or the spouse's money? Can it be gains through spouse's money, 11th and 8th combination?
You know what? I have never seen this happening. With the stuff you are talking, a relationship of 7th house and 11th house with some kind of Jupiter.
It's
Okay, that indicates gain from the spouse. Okay, I can't remember any horoscope where 8th house and 11th house combination specifically giving us a gain from the spouse, because that is not uncertain, that is calculated.
okay. And eighth house is because I was thinking eighth house is the second from the seven. Wouldn't that be the money of the spouse or the money together in a marriage that
Spouses family we can do.
spouse's family? Okay, it can come.
You know what is dowry?
Sorry?
Dowry,
The
the gifts at the wedding from the spouse's family.
dowry, yeah.
Okay, so that is the magic of it, purely 8th house.
Dowry. So you can marry someone
Okay.
who has family, whose family has.
Yeah, so that is the 8th house thing. Okay, but not after marriage getting money from there. So spouse's family can happen, but not the spouse. Okay, at least I haven't, it never comes to my notice, I would say. Okay, yeah. 11th house is actually gains all the time. You know what? Why 5th house is the house of children?
Mhm.
Why specifically 5th house is the house of children? Why fifth romance love is indicated by 5th house? We see marriage can be with love or without love.
Mhm.
But if we specifically want to see love, okay, we have to see 5th house. Why is that? Because 11th house becomes 5th house become 11th to the 7th house. So gains from the marriage is what? You get children from the marriage. Okay, at least I am talking about the time when the astrology was written, but this is not necessary nowadays. But at least in the ancient and specifically in India is still there. Okay, and you basically get, it can happen, marriage can happen, then you're getting love from the marriage, which is the traditional marriage in eastern part of the world. Okay, so that was the concept behind that, why 5th house will be getting done, because that is the gains from the marriage.
Is the 11th from
Additionally,
the 7th. Yeah.
yeah, gains from the marriage. So that's why specifically This is there. Okay.
So extra gain is if there is love and children from them. That's the
Yeah.
ideal, that's the best gain from a marriage, to have love and children.
Yeah, actually, in even you know what, talking about marriage of my parents. So my mom's parent and my father's parent, they just met. They decided that they will be marrying, and they come home and tell, okay, we have fixed your marriage to somebody that they don't know who is that somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, so first they get married, and then love happen.
Oh, yes, true. Then,
Okay, even in the Western culture or the Northern culture, European culture, if we go 100 years back, this was the game even there.
yes, yes.
Parents used to take the
Very
decision.
recent. Yeah. Parents would
Okay,
decide.
okay, and if somebody's seventh house is not strong enough, they just tell their parents, okay, this is something I cannot handle myself. Please, you take my decision of marriage.
Mm.
Okay, so even somebody's seventh house is afflicted, I would say, or fifth and seventh house both afflicted together. Don't take decision after your marriage. Let somebody trusted take your decision.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, we moved to marriage topic. Okay, coming back on this topic, few more things. So the Karka of 11th house is Jupiter, and the Karka of second house is also Jupiter. Okay, Karka of 11th house and 12th is Jupiter. So what is happening, which really means Jupiter is somebody which is very responsible for giving us income and wealth. Okay, the inflow, like I said, the regular inflow indicated by 11th house. Whether there will be pause in the income or not, whether there will be consistent income or not, that is 11th house. And if they both become strong, then savings will start happening. Like I said, 10th house from any house is the successor, that house. 11th house becomes 10th from the second house. So the success of wealth we already have is the 11th house. If we are having regular inflow of income, that will keep adding our second house wealth. If we are not having income from the 11th house, okay, if that is missing, then what's gonna happen? We will be draining our second house. So they are very much related. And if somehow this lot goes to this house or this lot goes to this house, person will never have any shortage of money or income. They will have continuous income all the time.
What if the same planet, like in my case, Jupiter rules both the second and the 11th?
You simply see whether it's afflicted or unaffected and unafflicted. And there's more to this. One second, how is Jupiter making relationship to these houses? Whether it's in the trines quadrant from these houses or not. Okay, whenever we find a particular combination and it is lauded by uh, that particular thing, like you know what, for Virgo rising people, okay, fifth house and sixth house becomes fifth house and sixth are both lauded by Saturn, and we say whenever we see fifth relationship of fifth house and sixth house, that is a combination of knowledge, somebody into the research field. But what about the Virgo rising people? We see relationship of Saturn from the fifth house and sixth house. Okay, if that is good, the person will be in the research. Person will be getting into research a lot. Okay, so we see the particular like whether it's making 6-8 relationship, 2-12 relationship, or 1-5 relationship, like that. So that will be there. Now, if this particular house, 11th house, is the only house where no planet gives negative result, you cannot expect any negative results in this house. No planet gives negative. It's so beautiful house. Okay. If single planet is there, even if let's say Saturn, that's supposed to give positive results. Let's say Rahu, positive results. Any planet, you put debilitated planet there. Okay. You put debilitated planet in the 11th house, that will also give you good results. The only condition, there should not be malefic combination in the 11th house. You can have debilitated sun. Okay, Libra sun in the 11th house. Okay, you take Sagittarius ascendant and there's sun in the 11th house. That becomes debilitated 7th house. Person, remember one thing to my audience, another tip. Whosoever is having sun in the 11th house, doesn't matter how much money you need in the morning, you will get the money by the evening to spend that money in the morning.
So sun
This
in the
is the
11th,
promise.
you'd always get the money you need.
Yes, ethical. It's not like that you want to go to casino in the morning and you don't have money. Not doesn't work that way. But the money you need. This is the promise of sun in the 11th house. Doesn't matter if it is 11 debilitated. Even Libra sun in the 11th house promises that. Only one exception: there should not be combination of Rahu or Saturn, because then sun will be fighting these two. It will not be carrying the 11th house. Like I said, I have sun in the 11th house. In my entire life, I never had shortage of money. Sometimes I'm an investor. Okay, I need to make investment in the morning. I don't have money. And what happens? I simply call one of my friends, do you have some money? And I never heard no. Never ever. So that is a beautiful promise of sun in the 11th house. And I have tested this particular dictum on at least 500 to 600 charts. It is working without 100%, without any 1% failure. 100% working. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is we see. Now one thing about 11th house. What if this 11th house have a relationship with the 6th house or 8th house? We'll slightly discuss the relationship of 6th house, but there's more to that. If we have the Lord of 11th house in the 6th house or 8th house, so there are two possibilities. First of all, what are the two possibilities? Either you will be losing money to the 6th house, or you will be getting money from the 6th house. Okay, so we need to see who is getting what. Okay, like there are two things: either it is opportunity to gain or it's opportunity to lose, because both of them, they are the draining bells. Okay, they take away the things. If 6th house is getting more powerful, person will be losing money to the 6th house. Okay, if 11th lord becomes more powerful, okay, then it will be getting money from the 6th house. Basically, if 11th goes to a 6th house and get afflicted, person will be losing money in legal issues, disease, battles, accident. Okay, so this is something. If somebody is losing the strength of 11th lord in the 6th house, these are the areas where you will be, or family disputes. Okay, somebody wants to get some particular kind of share, but they are not getting their share, losing money to the dispute or inheritance to the dispute. And or especially, you know what, like consider a businessman. Okay, they made a deal with somebody, they made an investment with somebody. Okay, A made a deal with B. I'm talking about the 8th house here. Okay, A made a deal with B, invested some money to B, and what happened? B got died. Poof.
Sudden changes that unexpected.
Okay. Now the deal is lost, money is lost. So this is what we have to see, who is losing power. And on the other hand, like I said, if 11th lord is or house is winning, person will be winning from the legal issues. But how a person can get money from this is being a doctor, being a lab technician, being a pharmacist,
Absolutely.
okay, or selling health insurances, okay. And how a person can earn money from death, selling a life insurances, getting inheritance, or you are the nominee of somebody in somebody's life insurance.
Oh, insurances, inheritances, and if you work in a, what did you say? And the first one was if you're in emergency or something.
No, if you are, I forgot myself. Let me repeat all. Okay. So basically, from selling the life insurance or somebody's life insurance money coming to you if you are being the nominee, or uh, I lost the thought. It just came and I lost the thought. Just go through the recording. Okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. And this is what here that yeah. So we need to see what is happening there with various lord into various houses. Okay, who is winning? If 8th house is winning, you will be losing the money. Just like this. If 11th lord is powerful, you will be getting money from that. Okay. Yeah. Or a very two things. You're gonna laugh now. Somebody who is a murderer, he can also get money from the 8th house.
He murders.
Yes. I have seen a horoscope of a serial killer who used to take money for killing, and that is where he used to earn money.
Oh my God.
Okay. So when we are studying, we have to see all kinds of horoscopes.
My husband has this combination. The ruler of the 8th is Venus in the 11th in Leo. I hope he's not a serial.
Second. And where is sun?
In the 10th in Cancer.
So he will not be murderer, he will be not earning from the debt. Basically, he will be, because there is one more thing about the 8th house. Um, he is 8th house is something else we didn't mention, that is occult.
Occult.
Can you relate now?
Sorry?
Can you relate now? He is working with whom? You.
Yes, the occult.
Okay. So you are in the occult field.
Plus, very often his family is big and he gets inheritances. It's really
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you know what? One weird combination of some 11th house and 8th house. Coffin maker, person who makes the coffin. So person who manages a graveyard. So this is also one kind of thing.
He's also in the stock
Okay.
market and earns from there.
Yeah. So that is again the 8th house thing we just discussed, the lottery combination.
Kind of lottery again. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, fine. So this was there. 11th house must be strong. Okay. Talking about these few things, we discussed that, and the good yogas of um, whenever there is a yoga of Lakshmi Sthana, means goddess of wealth. So whether you have that blessing of goddess of wealth or not, that will be coming If these are the combination, if 11th lord have relationship with the fifth house, okay, like, okay, the meaning, or 11th lord have, basically, if second or 11th lord is going to the trines, because the places of the Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, is 5 and 9. So whenever we find second lord going to these two houses, person is blessed by the goddess of wealth, okay, and they will never feel shortage of wealth.
Oh my
They
God.
will find themselves into the rising slope only.
I have all 5 of those. Absolutely all of them. With second and 11th, second, fifth, second, 9, 11, fifth, and 11th, 9. Absolutely all of them are fulfilled in my horoscope. Ah, good to hear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So for our audience, they can relate. We have a perfect example, Miss Lada, Mrs. Lada. Okay,
Well,
she
it's
is
not,
one of the
I
famous.
don't think I'm just lucky to be born with that, because it's, I don't think I've done
You know what, you may think that you have not done enough, but you know what, this may not be your
this life.
efforts in this life. You must have done something very powerful in the past life.
Yes, because like so many people try so hard, like they do videos, they do the same thing I do, and it's not working. And I, they ask me, what did you do differently? I said it, I just put the effort, but God gave the rest. I really did not do
No,
anything.
no, you simply answer them. Please make very hard efforts in this life, and in next life you will be in the same place.
That's how discouraging for someone. Okay,
Yeah, you know what,
yeah,
next life, okay,
next
you do
life.
for, like, you know what, you just say, I have done same efforts in the past life and now I'm getting the results, so you will also get your results. Okay, just wait for the next life. Okay, similarly, the second level is, if these two lots are in 4 and 10, that is also a powerful kind of combination. And the last thing I would like to talk about this particular thing is 12th house. 12th house is something which has a lot to say. 12th house is the house of losses. You know what, you have a tank, you're filling the tank, and there's a hole in the tank. You're putting in, you're putting in and putting in, and you are leaving it, you're losing it. Okay, you make sure that 12th house should not be losing anything. Why 12th house is second from 11th and 11th from 12th? If we one have a good 12th house, okay, person will not lose money whatever they earn. Bad 12th house, they earn money, they lose money, they earn money, they lose money.
What would be a bad 12 house? What would be a good 12 house? The
See, basically, you know what, the 12th lord going to the good houses, or good house lord going to, especially like say Venus in the 12th house, this is good 12th house. And somehow somewhere Jupiter is aspecting 12th house. Or if you know a little bit about Gemini, the Gemini aspects, okay, so um some here, from some Gemini aspect, Mercury is aspecting there.
Germany. Mhm.
Yeah, okay, or the moon is aspecting there, giving strength to Venus. So that is a good 12th house, basically free from affliction. And specifically, if one sees that, okay, somebody is having a bad 12th house, okay, let me tell you the remedy of a bad 12th house. One have bad 12th house, you earn money, you lose money. That is the cycle you have to fulfill. If you figure out you have a bad 12th house, let's say you have a combination of this is a worst combination you can have, or let's make more worse. Okay, or more worse. Okay, you have the any of this combination in the 12th house. This is a bad 12th house. What you can do to improve it? 12th house is also the house of donations. make donation into good places. Like you can make donation to the holy place, you can make donation to the old age home, you can make donation to the slum schools, hospitals, okay, or orphanage, animal shelter specifically. Specifically, if you have Saturn association to the 12th house and bad association, okay, make donation to the animal shelter and see the magic.
Animal.
Okay, and if you have, if we simply have this combination, okay, make donation to the animal shelter, okay, and put some food for birds. Okay, you do this, you will suddenly see that loss of money stops, because
Wow.
you know what, whatever these two houses are giving, that is taken away by 12 if this is bad. So we need to shield this thing. We need to just divert the loss of money, like expenditure, we need to just make divert the expenditure, and then it will stop. Make expenditure into good things, it will stop bothering. So this is the beauty of the Vedic astrology. Okay, that is what we will be teaching in our course also. Okay, how we can improve particular houses. We see problem there, so how we can improve it. Okay, and these are very simple remedies. One has to do once a month to animal shelter, and there you go.
Wonderful.
Okay, so yeah, this was it, and maybe next time we will be taking some examples. Okay, and we will host a webinar soon about that. Okay,
Thank you so much, Himanshu. I mean, in the 1 hour and something of this video, I learned 20 new things that I will try and remember. And I'll watch again your video and I'll actually take notes so I can start testing it on horoscopes that I know, because you got me excited about astrology again. For a little bit, because I wasn't learning anything new, and I'm so happy to have met you. You become like a teacher to me. Uh, I
this
feel,
is just your humbleness. Okay, you are just humble and telling me these things.
I
Okay,
like you have an answer for everything. This 11th house
so
insights that I got today from you, I'm gonna use them so extensively now and go deeper and research more. Thank you again with all my heart. If anyone like Himanshu, if you feel Himanshu can be your reader or can be your teacher, join us on this course, which we're hopefully will start in July.
yeah,
And
specifically the focus of this course will be predictive astrology. Like, you know what, the practical astrology, you can read theory from the books, we will be talking about the practical stuff which is right away applicable on the horoscopes. And yeah, because you know what, after this course I expect you guys to be uh, astrologers earning from astrology. Okay, so theory may not give you good clients, but when you predict and that happens, okay, prediction will be giving you the money. So that is very important.
wonderful. Thank you so much, Himanshu. Thank you, everyone, for spending your time, and keep doing the good work of spreading knowledge, Himanshu, and all of you
Thank
learning.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.